This is Unit 1, Section 1.7. We're going to use scale factor day 2. So yesterday we were kind of introducing scale factor and how that is one ratio of the statement of proportionality, so all the proportional sides. Today we're going to be using the scale factor, and also if you look back at, I think it was 1.4, solving proportions. Okay, these 2 days are definitely linked. So we're going to be kind of connecting the 1.4 to the 1.7. So today we're going to be using a visual way to set up, and then we're back to solving proportions. So if we recall from last time, scale factor where the order matters, one ratio of corresponding sides is called the scale factor. So as long as you have 2 known sides, and we always pick the known one. So if I had x, some unknown, and 5, not going to be my scale factor. If I have 2 and 3, that's the one I want to use. If polygons are similar, then we also know that their perimeters are also proportional. So we also want to keep that in mind too, because we could be given a perimeter. So our goal today, and we have 10 examples, we'll be looking at using scale factor that's given in the picture. So this won't be a sentence that says, these are related 2 to 5. It's going to be given in the picture, and from this similarity statement, we should be able to find it. So we have an unknown here, but it tells us that we're finding the value of x. So I don't need to find a to c or d to f. I'm going to focus on finding a to b. So if I have a to b x, it's going to go with a to b here, goes with d to e, 25. Okay, but this isn't a good scale factor because scale factor is 2 known sides. So I'm going to set it up equal to b to c, which is 28, and hopefully I know b to c goes with e to f, 20. This is my scale factor. It's 2 known values. But notice using my unknown with a known and my scale factor, I've now set up a proportion that will help me find the missing length here. That is our goal today. Set up a proportion, cross multiply to solve. So I'm going to get 20x and use my calculator to do 25 times 28. I get 700 and divide both sides by 20. And I get 35. So the length of this side here is 35. On number 2, okay, x is what we're finding here, which is s to r. So if I look s to r here, I want it to go with zy on the other one. So zy is known at 32. Not my scale factor because I have an unknown. So if I used x, I'm going to start with 75, which is p to s. P to s should go with w to z. W to z is 40. Once I have my proportion set up using my scale factor and picture, cross multiply. 40x equals 32 times 75, 2400. One more step to get x by itself, divide both sides by 40, and the length of that x here is 60. Keep going. On number 3, we know that this triangle DEF is similar to this triangle HJG. Find the value of both x and y. All right, so the first thing I'm going to set up is x. X, G to H, so G to H goes with F to D, so it goes with 12. The same way, okay, I don't want to pick y because that would be 2 unknowns, and I have to use my scale factor now. So 15 goes with JH, so that's JH should be ED, 9. Okay, I didn't want to use the y that goes with the 14 because that would give me 2 unknowns. I'm going to set up a second equation using this relationship. All right, so to start us off, we have finding x, 9 times x, and 15 times 12. So for x, divide both sides by 9, and we know x is 20. And again, if I solve this, the pictures I tried to make somewhat to scale. So if this ended up being 2, I know something was wrong in my calculations because this looks longer than this side. So they might not be exact as you got out your measuring tools, but it should be pretty close here. For y, again, we found x, now we're going to focus on y. I've already set up the y goes with 14, and now I'm going to use that same scale factor again. 15 goes with 9. This is my scale factor. I can use it to find any missing sides because they're all going to be equal to that. Cross multiply, I get 9y equals 15 times 14, 210. And divide by 9, and I get 23.333333. Check directions here. It should be maybe round to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to go ahead and go 23.3. So if I look here, 23.3 there seems reasonable, slightly longer than the G to H, just like 14 is slightly longer than the 12. All right, on number 4, we have JKL is similar to NML. Okay, so find the value of x and y. So I'm going to set up 2 equations. X goes with, okay, so K to L goes with M to L, so 14, so it goes across. The same way that, okay, I don't want to pick y, so maybe 40, K to J, N to M. Yep, so 40 goes with 16, so there's my scale factor. And again, notice that I'm going from this triangle to this triangle, so I'm keeping the same triangle on top. And then I can cross multiply. 16x equals 40 times 14, and I get 560. Divide both sides by 16, and x has to be 35. All right, so this one, we found x. So we found all the missing pieces on this triangle. On this one, again, I want to keep going from here to here. So if I want to use my scale factor that takes JKL to NML and keeps the 40 on top, I need to put the 45 on top of the y because I'm going this direction. This is going to be the top, this is going to be the bottom. So on this one, it didn't matter because the 2 unknowns were on the same one. So we had actually gone this direction consistently, where this was the top and this was the bottom. We just have to be consistent. So I could not have set this up and said 45 goes with y the same way 16 goes with 40. This would not be correct. All right, once I have this set up, I can solve it. So I get 40y equals 16 times 45, which is 720. Divide both sides by 40, and I get y equals 18. All right, looking at my picture, that's a reasonable length, a little bit longer. And so visually, I think that seems appropriate for the pictures. All right, on number 5, we're back to find the value of x. So we have one variable here. Okay, so if I go in this direction, and again, maybe that would be helpful to write at the beginning. So I'm going AG, so here to here. So if I have 32, it's going to go with A to G, goes with KX. Okay, so here's KX, x plus 3, equals, okay, so they have to be proportional, 36, G to M with x to D, x plus 6. So in this case, I don't actually know what the scale factor is because I have 2 unknowns, but it is still something that I can cross multiply as long as I remember to put my parentheses in. So I'm going to get 32 crosses with x plus 6 must be the same as 36, which cross multiplies with x plus 3. And now I'm back to my solving. So if I do 32x plus 32 times 6, which is 192, that will equal 36x plus 36 times 3, which is 108. two variables on two unknowns, I'm going to move the smaller x to keep it positive. And I get 4x. I almost put that in my calculator, but my brain stopped me. And now I'm to my two steps. So I'm going to take 192 minus 108, and I get 84 equals 4x. And last step, divide by 4. So now I get x equals 21. All right, so let's look at what that looks like here. So if x is 21, then this side, 21 plus 6, is 27. If x is 21, 21 plus 3 is 24. Okay, that looks good to me, where we would have 32 would go with the x plus 3, the same way that 36 goes with the 27. Smaller with smaller, larger with larger. I think we have a lot of things telling us we are right on the right path there. On number 6, now we have triangle TLY is similar to triangle CHK. Find LY. Okay, so here we were able to stop at find the value of x. When we found x, we were done. Now this is going to go ahead and ask us, like we did here, to plug back in to actually find this length here. So we have to make sure that we're finding what they've asked us to. So if I take T to L, 25, it's going to go with C to H, which is 10. There's a scale factor. It has both known. L to Y, 4x minus 1. And again, I'm going this direction, top to bottom. 4x minus 1, L to Y, is going to go with H to K, x plus 5. Cross multiply. Make sure we group these so that we remember to distribute. So we do 25 times x plus 5 must equal 10 times 4x minus 1. And distribute. 25x plus 5 times 25 equals 40x minus 10. All right, so now we're solving. We have x's on both sides, so I'm going to move the smaller, keep it positive. And again, you could move that 40x if you wanted to. However, it would become negative on the other side. So that's what I mean when I say keep it positive. So now I'm going to take the 125 and add the 10 over. And the last step is going to be divide by 15. So x is 9. So even though we stopped here before, if we look at our question, this is telling us to find LY. So how long is LY? So if I plug in 9, I'm going to have 4 times 9, 36 minus 1 is 35. This is the answer that they've asked us to find. If they asked us for K to H, 9 plus 5, we would have our 14 there. So 25 is the same as 10, the same way that 35 goes with 14. So if we compared those would be equal. All right, on number 7, we're looking for the value of x again. Okay, so we're solving here for x. I'm going to start with a QRS. This triangle is similar to TUV. So if I pick a side, I know 54 R to S goes with UV. 36, there's a scale factor because I know both of them. So my other side I know is 24, R to Q goes with U to V, x plus 5. I have an equation now I can cross multiply and solve. So I'm going to group my x plus 5. So I have 54 times x plus 5 equals 36 times 24. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my calculator. 864. Distribute, I get 54x plus 54 times 5 is 59. Oh, I added those. 54 times 5. Let's be careful there. Let's go with 270. Sounds more reasonable to me. And now I'm to a two-step equation. So I'm going to take my 864 and subtract, undoing that addition. So So I get 54x equals 594 and divide by 54. Sometimes I'm surprised when I have numbers that go in, oh, what happened there? That go in evenly. So x equals 11, and that's what I was looking for. 11 plus 5, if they had asked for TU, I could have found that by subbing back in and finding the missing value. On number 8, we have triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE. Find the value of x. Okay, this one is going to be a little bit different because do you see that they gave us parts of this measurement? We need that entire measurement of A to B here. So the way that I'm going to do that is using segment addition. I'm going to add those two together to find that entire piece there. Or if you want, redraw this larger triangle so you can see the pieces better. But this length, the whole thing is what I want for A to B. 28 goes with A to D. There's my A to D. That's the 20. And another triangle ABC, so I know this is 2x plus 3. So B to C here goes with D to E, 15. Group my parentheses together there and cross multiply. 20 times 2x plus 3 equals 28 times 15, 420. I'm going to distribute here. I get 40x plus 60. Bring down that 420. And now I have a two-step process. So I have minus 60, 420 minus 60, 360, and divide by 40, last step. So my x equals 9 here. All right, so find the value of x. We have it here. 18 plus 3, this would be 21. So if they asked for the length of B to D, we can also substitute that in. This is a big piece, so make sure that A to B we found, we needed that whole length to go with A to D. So those two pieces go together, that's where our x is. Okay, so the 15 doesn't go with the 20, it goes with that entire piece. Or the 20, sorry. The 20 doesn't go with just another piece, it goes with the entire length there. Last two here, we have number 9, where we're looking for a PR here. So we're going to find x and then substitute back in here. So I'm going to go top to bottom, M and P with QRP. So I'm going to pick 24, a known side there. M to P goes with Q to P, 28. There's a scale factor. Keeping on top here, x plus 8. N to P is going to go with R to P, 3x minus 9. And I'm ready to cross multiply. So this part is setting up using the using the similarity statement to find scale factor and a proportion to cross multiply. So I get 24 times 3x minus 9 equals 28 times x plus 8. Distribute out, so I'm going to take 24 times 3. I have 72x minus 24 times 9 as I distribute the 24 to the 9, 216 equals 28x plus, I need help with 28 times 8, 224. I have x's on both sides, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract this 28x. Again, moving the smaller one just to stay positive. So 72 minus 28, I get 44x minus 216 equals 224. Add 216 over as now we're in our two-step. 224 plus, to be the inverse operation of minus, is 440. Which divides pretty evenly, giving us x is 10. Okay, so we know what x is, but remember, don't stop here. It asks us to find PR. So I'm going to go ahead and plug back in 3 times 10, 30, 30 minus 1, 21 here for our value of P to R. If it asks for n to p, we could plug it in and get 18 here as well. Just make sure that we're reading what it's asking for. And our last one, we have triangle BCD is similar to triangle FGE. So again, I'm going to go this direction and pick a side. 39, B to C, that's the first one here, goes with the first one over here. F to G, 4x plus 2. Equals, pick another side from this one, so I'm going to go with 42. B to D. Okay, those are my first and last, so F to E, 5x minus 2. And then I'm going to cross multiply, putting in parentheses my two parts that have more than one. So I have 42 times 4x plus 2, and I have 39 times 5x minus 2. Now I'm going to distribute and solve. 42 times 4 is 168x plus 80, when I distribute it, 84 equals 39 times 5 as I distribute this 39 in. So 195x minus 39 times 2, 78. Again, I move the smaller so that these x's are on the same side. So we have 84 equals 195 minus 168, 27x. Bring down the negative 78. And now I'm back to my two-step. So I'm going to add 78 over and divide by 27. So if I stopped here, x equals 6, and that's what a common mistake is that people are like, oh, we got to x, we're done. You wouldn't get full credit because remember up here, it was asking us to find f to e. So if you get all the way down to here, you've done all this work, and yes, there's partial credit in here for sure, showing your work and demonstrating that process, but you've missed 1 point for the final answer. We wanted to know what is f to e. So if I plug in my 6 here, 5 times 6 is 30, 30 minus 2, we want to make sure we're ending with what they asked us to find. Let me know if you have any questions about using the scale factor and setting the proportion up from the picture given that similarity statement. Have a good one.